Yo, hey everyone, what's going on? Today I'm going to be checking out the latest Chromecast with Google TV. Now, a Chromecast is not something I ever thought I'd be buying or reviewing, but here we are, and there's certain reasons why I picked this up, which I'll go through till the end of the video, but this is a substantial update from the previous Chromecast. Now, I actually hated old Chromecasts because I had so many friends that had them, and you'd go around to their house and they'd watch something, they'd be pulling out their phone and trying to find some stuff to throw it up to the TV. It was never like a seamless experience where you could just sit down, use some interface and chuck up some content. They're always faffing around with their phone, people's phones losing power, or like maybe the power cable's on the other side of the rooms. They'd run over there, plug in their phone, change the content, ads would come up. It was just not the best experience. I never really gelled with Chromecasts. I've always had Apple phones as well, that might be part of it. But yeah, I've never really liked Chromecast. But hey, strange things are happening in 2020, 2021. Here I am buying a new Chromecast. But like I said, this one is substantially different. First of all, it has a remote control, exactly the sort of thing I said I needed and wanted when I watched some TV. I don't want to be faffing around with my phone. I'm always browsing social media or doing something on my phone. I don't want to have to stream content and sort of use my phone for something else. So having a remote is so easy as well. And also, somehow there's always somebody coming around to your house being like, how do I use the TV? It's like, dude, just pick up the remote and look at what you need to do. It's a very intuitive remote. So the remote is super handy, but apart from that, this one has its own UI. So like I said before, you'd always have to stream something to the Chromecast. It never had its own interface, its own way of playing things, but this one finally has. It's kind of like Google's version of an Apple TV. So one thing I found interesting, I had to do some research for this because I'm not clued up fully on the history of Chromecasts. I found the naming convention super confusing because this is called Chromecast with Google TV. I find that name super strange. So the first one was called a Chromecast, the second one was called Chromecast Second Edition, and then they brought out a Chromecast Ultra, which was the next one. Then they brought out Chromecast Third Edition, and then this one, which I guess is the fifth in the lineup, is called the Chromecast with Google TV. Why don't they just call it the Chromecast 5? Why do they gotta make shit confusing? Let's take a look at the specs of this Chromecast 5. Video streaming wise, it supports 4K 60 FPS, HDR10, 10 plus, Dolby Vision. It's got 2 gigs of onboard RAM. I believe the last one had 1 gig of RAM. Storage wise, it has 8 gigs of internal storage, which is probably going to be used for installing apps and buffering and that kind of thing. Wi-Fi wise, pretty standard Wi-Fi. It supports 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. It doesn't have Wi-Fi 6 in there. That would have been nice, but not really the end of the world. There's also no Ethernet port on the dongle. They do sell that as an additional adapter, but out of the box, it's Wi-Fi only. To power the unit, it comes with a USB-C cable and wall charger. Now, there's no need for an unboxing here. Let's just look at what you get in the pack. First up is the main Chromecast dongle, which plugs into the TV over HDMI. You also get the remote, some batteries, a USB-C charge cable, a wall charger, and a bunch of pamphlets you're just going to throw in the bin without reading. Before we get any more into the video, if you like what you see, smash that like and subscribe button. Really helps the channel out. I'm on the road here to 1K. I know it's small fries now, but every little bit helps. All right, enough talking. Let's throw it over and look at the Google TV interface in action. So I've just quickly installed some apps. So we've got some content ready to go, so you can see what it looks like once you've got it all filled up. This is just the home page, and it's sort of like an aggregate of everything. I like what they're doing here. It knows that I've got a few apps installed. So it's suggesting Lost, which is on Stan, Batman, which is on Netflix, Lodge 49, which is on Prime Video. It's kind of taking suggestions from all the apps that I have installed and trying to serve them up as sort of inspiration for something to watch. I kind of like that. I think a more unified solution for these sorts of streaming setups is very powerful. Now we've got some trending content down here. Once again, cross-suggested from different things. Look, you can even rent movies on here. Look at this, it's even got on the homepage some recommended videos. DSLR video shooter, cool dude, Marcus Brownlee, Babish. Don't want to go too far, you'll see what sort of stuff I look at. So that's the home screen in a nutshell, a bunch of suggested content. You can go into the apps up the top here, or you can browse for things that you might want to watch. So all this sort of stuff is under the For You tab here. It's all the curated content, but if you've got movies, shows, apps. Now I would definitely suggest going to apps to install all the things that you want to install. You can see here I've got Netflix, YouTube, Stan, all that kind of stuff. And if you want to see all your apps, just go to the end, see all. You can see everything I've installed here. Now, something I don't really use on the Apple TV, or something that I didn't think I'd actually use that much, is actually the voice command feature. And it's just this little button up here. It's actually super handy because sometimes I don't know where the menus are. So I might just say, hey Google, open the App Store.
Opening Google Play Store.
And it just takes you right there. Now, something that's kind of cool, just like the Apple TV, you can install some games on here. You can hook up a PlayStation controller, an Xbox controller, or you can use the remote for some basic games. I just fired up Crossy Road here. Whenever the nephew comes around, he always likes to play Crossy Road. So it's just the default game that I've gone to here. And you know, just a single click of the button, you can just go around. Oh look, you can even go left or right on this one. It's not too bad, it's pretty responsive. You can just check out all my Crossy Road skills. Maybe I'll make a 2-hour video of me playing Crossy Road. Well, 2-second video, more like it. So look, you don't need to sit here and watch me for half an hour going in and out of every app. You should generally know what a streaming box does, but just know that this one is actually pretty fast. It's a lot faster than those knockoff boxes. It's a lot faster than a lot of sort of mid-range, low-range TVs. It's definitely up there on the higher end of the UI experience, and that's kind of what you want out of this. You want it to be easy to use and you want it to be fast, and that's what this is doing. All right, so I've only used that for like an hour or two. Everything seems super intuitive. I set everything up, my apps and stuff. Now I run an Apple TV on my main TV out here. I've been using that for a couple years now. It's a really seamless experience on the Apple TV, and I really feel the Chromecast with Google TV is doing a pretty good job at things. Now this control here has a pretty good feel. All the buttons are very tactile. At first I thought this was like the old iPod scroll wheel sort of thing. It's not, unfortunately. It's just up, down, left, right. But it makes a nice little click, if you can hear that. All the buttons, very nice and tactile. You can just feel around. It's a good remote. I don't know why I'm going on about it, but it's a good remote. This dongle here, we don't really need to talk about because you're just gonna plug it into the back of your TV, never to be seen again. But, you know, it looks like a Chromecast dongle. Now, when we look at the competition, I use an Apple TV. I just looked at that. That's $240. This is $100, so I think dollar value, 100 versus 240 is a big, big deal. Now there's obviously Roku boxes, Amazon Fire boxes, NVIDIA Shield, countless other knockoff devices you can get. But I would generally say to someone that unless you're like heaps into streaming or have a specific way of doing things, just stick with something like this or an Apple TV. You know, they just do the job. It's very easy for like, you know, the common person to use. And compared to a normal Chromecast, this is so much better. I would never ever recommend somebody getting a Chromecast just because I don't like the way that they work. But the fact that this has its own UI and the remote control massively seals the deal for me. I'm surprised. It's a good product. But look, with so many modern TVs offering up a ton of smart features, you might not ever need a Chromecast or Apple TV. But if you ever find yourself needing more than what your current smart TV can give you, then this Chromecast with Google TV, or the Chromecast 5 as I like to call it, is a solid way to go. It's an official Google product. It's got a standalone interface, standalone remote. It supports modern formats like 4K 60, HDR10, 10+, Dolby Vision. It's got a nice interface, big library of apps. It's nice and snappy when you browse. You can play the odd game here and there, stream your stuff over Plex, cast your Android device. It's got a lot going for it for just $100. At $50 US or 100 AUD, it's a very reasonable price to be paying. All right, that's it for the end of the video. So if you have any questions about the Chromecast with Google TV, or as I like to call it, the Chromecast 5, then chuck them in the comments below. Now, my sister's actually been using one of the old Chromecasts for years, and it's just annoyed me every time I've gone to her house. So I'm gonna be gifting this to her as a, I guess technically a late Christmas present or early 2021 present. I got a Christmas present. This is just a little bonus. So yeah, I'm gonna be gifting this one away. Yeah, look, this is the first video of 2021. So long 2020. I hope you all had a good end of year, holiday period and all that jazz. And hey, look, if you watched this to the end of the video, then smash that like and subscribe button. Do it all. Thank you very much. And as always, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.